few months ago, when I went to Europe, there was one very specific place that I knew I wanted to visit, and that was a small pub in Oxford called the Eagle and Child, or as it's more affectionately known, the Bird and Baby. The reason I wanted to go there was because that was one of the places that the Inklings met. The Inklings were a group of Oxford professors in the early to mid 20th century that would meet together and discuss all the ideas they were thinking about and the books they were writing. And the Inklings included people like C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, Owen Barfield, and others. And so this group of people who were discussing ideas was the genesis and also part of the vetting process for some of my favorite books. Books like Poetic Diction, The Abolition of Man, and The Lord of the Rings. So for me, going to the Eagle and the Child was almost like a spiritual pilgrimage. I wanted to go be in the place where these authors that I admire had been. I wanted to try to listen in on their conversations. I wanted to kind of partake of that incredible atmosphere and experience that they had. Unfortunately, when I got there, I was actually really disappointed at first. It wasn't because of anything related to the pub. The food was fine and Oxford was great and all of that, but I did not find what I was looking for there. Eventually, as I thought about it, I came to realize that although I was looking for the right thing when I had come there, I was actually looking for it in the wrong place. Aside from a C.S. Lewis quote on the wall, it was just another English pub and there was nobody in there discussing anything important. What I had gone there for was to try to soak in the intellectual milieu of some of my favorite thinkers and authors. But what I realized was their ideas aren't there in the pub. The only thing in the pub that particularly makes you think of those authors was that there was a C.S. Lewis quote on the wall. Instead, it's their ideas that are found in their books. What I eventually realized is that what the Inklings had been trying to do by getting together and trying to discuss ideas and ask questions and solve problems, that's the same thing that I've been doing for over a decade. Back in high school, I would routinely invite my friends over for parties that would really frequently and really quickly devolve into some kind of philosophic discussion. And even at high school dances, if you can believe it, I made a point of taking a few minutes to talk about all three things that Linus from the Peanuts cartoon says you shouldn't talk about in social situations: religion, politics, and the Great Pumpkin. Not only was I trying to have those discussions with my friends, but I was also inviting the Inklings into those conversations. I was reading their books, I was thinking about their ideas, and I was talking about them with other people. Although I couldn't join their conversation from decades ago, I was inviting them to join my conversation, and I was sharing those ideas with my friends. I'm really glad that even though I was just an idiot, ignorant teenager at the time, that I really jumped in and tried to do that. I'm glad that I had enough courage and tenacity to give that a try, to read those books, get interested in those ideas, and try to hash them out with friends. It is true that some people may have the benefit of years of formal education so that they can kind of play that intellectual conversation game better, but that doesn't mean that it's not a game that anyone can play right here, right now, from where they stand. So, that's what I learned when I went to the Bird and Baby. What I want to tell you and what I want to encourage you to do is to go try to get involved in those conversations, to go read good books and listen to good thinkers and try to get involved in the great conversation that has spanned centuries and involves all the greatest philosophic thinkers of the ages. And also to go have good conversations with your friends. Ask questions, bring up problems and try to solve them. Share your thoughts and your ideas. It's not just a thing that Oxford professors can do. It's a thing that you can do and it's a thing that I can do. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, it definitely pays off and it's worth it. Speaking of good conversations, we sure enjoy looking at the comments and responding to them. So if you want to leave a comment below about where you see good conversations operating in your life or what you think about the ideas in the video, we'd sure love to read it. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please give us a like, and if you're new to the channel, then we encourage you to subscribe and check out some of our other content. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.